their turn 1 bird, their turn 1 elf. You want to be able to kill the ooze that is indestructible, that will grow every turn. You know, Ratchet Bomb is slow. I tested that matchup last night. Ratchet Bomb is very slow. Day of Judgment, depending on how popular this green deck becomes, and the human decks, Day of Judgment is good. You know, it's annoying against Undying guys, but I feel Day of Judgment was worse against Delver, but we're seeing less and less Delver.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, that may end up being how the format shakes out. The other thing is that he's just playing a ton of Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And Planeswalkers are pretty good right now. I mean, it's not like we're... if Delver starts to wane a little bit, we can see Planeswalkers be, you know, what they once were.
Yeah, and I like how Shaheen has the Geist of Saint Traps in his sideboard. That's what I did when I built my Esper deck for Orlando. My plan was to board into like Geist against other control decks, because you have so much dead removal and they kind of wouldn't be expecting it. What is Praetor's Grasp? I forgot. Do you know offhand?
Praetor's Grasp is the -4/-4.
Predator's Grasp. Okay, yeah.
Or no. Is that the search their library for a card? Whoa, that's
yeah.
Right.
-4/-4 is Grasp of Darkness.
Yeah.
But all right, so we have John Wolfrun versus Shaheen's Esper control deck with the ever fresh Evolving Wilds that he gets to play.
Search their library for a card. So it costs 3. It's a sorcery. Sure. You search your opponent's library for a card and you exile it, you put it face down, and then you can play that card.
Yeah, I really like this Esper deck. I'm not sure exactly what Shaheen's record is. I think he's 3-0. We can double check that in a second for you guys.
I'm assuming he's 3-0.
Yeah, so Shaheen has down a Plains, and it looks like he's going to play a second land in the form of Isolated Chapel. So no blue mana, you know, either not representing Mana Leak or just doesn't have Mana Leak, and he'll pass a turn. And there's a turn 3 Liliana. So first couple of turns, no one really doing too much. All of a sudden, Liliana's in play, and they're going to go up to 4. Yeah, the go for the throw should not be revealed yet.
And Shaheen discards a Curse of Death's Hold.
Yep, so Liliana's ticked up to 4. And there's a Solemn Simulacrum for Michael.
And now, Curse of Death's Hold isn't actually that bad against Michael. I mean, it does prevent him from winning with his Inkwall Nexuses.
Yeah, if he wanted to have that curse in play, but he decided to discard it. Now, the thing about Soorani in the Esper deck, it really fills up the 4-drop slot. That's what. Yeah, it was really lacking. You know, on turn 4, what do you really do? You just Snapcaster, try to return a Mana Leak, maybe a Doomblade, but now you actually have a good threat. All right, so Shaheen will draw his card. There's a Seachrome Coast. With Esper, it is sometimes frustrating when you have a lot of coming to play tap lands, but he has an island. He actually discards a Seachrome Coast and takes a Liliana up to 5 counters. Passes the turn. Let's see what Michael decides to do here. So he's going to knock Liliana down to 3. Now, Liliana is so good because not only are you limiting the resources that your opponent has, because you could always just discard Think Twices or Forbidden Alchemies, even Lingering Souls if you decided to play it. And meanwhile, it's soaking up the damage that you normally would be taking. Michael's short on red mana here, and Liliana goes back up to 4. I feel like there's a good chance Gideon's going to make an appearance.
Yeah, Gideon Jura.
Yeah.
Super powerful spell.
Shaheen might not want to play Gideon because he has Mana Leak, and he's afraid that Michael's going to go 6 land for Primeval Titan.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things you're worried about against these types
wow,
of
he
decks.
discards the Gideon. That's very interesting.
Huh. Yeah, so I think what his plan is here is that...
He's just Consecrated Sphinx. That's his plan.
He's just... I'm going to try to Mana Leak a 6, and then I'm going to cast Consecrated Sphinx.
All right. Liliana goes down to 2. Yep, there's a Primeval Titan, so Shaheen's plans works perfectly. Michael plays right into the Mana Leak, and then Shaheen draws another Gideon off the top, just to make his play look even better. But he decides to discard it, and he'll, to get Michael's last card, which happened to be a Grave Titan. So everything worked out pretty much perfectly for Shaheen in this game, making his deck look crystal clear, pretty much perfect,
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had a turn 4 Soorani, how sweet it would have been. He wouldn't have even had to discard.
All right. So, what do you think? All right, so Michael just has. I mean, so he has access to 7 land now because of the rampant growth. But all right, so Shaheen draws. So Shaheen has 3 cards in his hand, and he's gonna get to draw 2 more. I mean, once Sphinx comes down, the game's like pretty much over. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're untapping with a Sphinx. I mean, the extent to which Shaheen is winning.
All right, this Karn.
He cast a Karn right now.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much. Yeah, there's almost no way that Michael could win this game. Shaheen's just playing extremely powerful cards.
Yeah.
And
these cards win games.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so Karn will tick down to 3. He wants to eat Michael's only source of red. Removes that mountain from the game. Puts it under the Karn.
Yeah.
All right, and
Michael's
Michael.
gonna pack it in.
Yeah, scoops it up. All right, so that was a one-sided, lopsided game in favor of Shaheen. So Shaheen is going to bring in. Is this destroys all enchantments?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Paralescence.
Paralescence. I think Shaheen's going to bring in. What do you think about him bringing in a couple of Celestial Purges? Think it's worth it to handle Grave Titan or not?
I probably wouldn't.
Would not. I mean, also.
I think like Day of Judgment's just a better Grave Titan answer.
Sure. Okay. I mean, it also could target the Glissa, but I definitely could see Purge not coming in. Do you think maybe Batterskull comes in, or do you think Sheen kind of likes the way his deck is set up now? He could bring in the Praetor's Grasp.
I don't know if I want to bring Praetor's Grasp. I don't know if he has much he can really bring in.
Okay.
So the curse, where's the curse?
Well, he's got 3 curses main deck.
Do you think he keeps those in?
Well, yeah, I think the curses are pretty good because
They block Ink Moth. And then,
yeah.
So they shut off that whole plan.
I think
and
maybe
they also kill the 1-up birds.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that he'll leave in maybe 1 curse, but come to think about it, he'll actually take out all the curses. I think he's gonna bring in the Praetor's Grasp. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to bring the Praetor's Grasp. There's a chance he brings in the Geist of Saint Traps just to go aggro on him. I mean, Ratchet Bomb doesn't really do too much against Michael, so I can see him boarding out his 2 Ratchet Bombs and his 3 Curse of Death Holds, and then he was going to bring in 2 Praetor's Grasp and 3 Geist of Saint Traps. So
seems to make sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Shaheen doesn't have any extra counter magic in his board. I would have liked to have seen like a lot of the time you get into these matchups where you're like, oh, I don't really have any really good sideboard cards here, and you'd rather just have some counter spells.
Yeah, Shaheen doesn't have many counter spells. He only has 4 Mana Leaks main deck.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
The other thing is that he only has 2 Snapcaster Mage. So a lot of the blue-black decks, have Mana Leaks, Dissipates, and some versions might have more Snapcaster Mage as well. So it's a bit different, and Shaheen's going more for a power type curve, where he wants to just play his Planeswalkers.
Out of the sideboard he could have against Wolfrun decks.
Yeah.
Some counter spells.
Well, especially now that the green deck picked up a popularity, I can see more people sideboarding Flash Freeze.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash Freeze is the problem is that a lot of people may have taken a page from Conley Wood's book, like Michael has, and they're instead of just playing these green-red Wolfrun decks, they're playing green-black decks. And when they get to their 6, your Flash Freeze might not be able to counter a Grave Titan. Or it definitely won't be able to counter a Grave Titan. But that might be what they have instead of a regular Titan. And then you're kind of, up the creek without a paddle.
Sure, but I mean, Flash Freeze still hits the Primeval Titan, Glissa, Rampant Growth, Acidic Slime, Green Sun Zenith.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you definitely would bring it in.
So
I'm just saying you may just want Dissipate, because the 6s are really all that matters, right?
Yeah, I think the problem with Dissipate is that I don't think Shaheen could, always have double blue.
Yeah, on the turn he needs it.
Yeah, especially where
it's kind of splashy for him.
Where I mean, it's
Snapcaster's double blue though when he's using it.
Yeah, with Mana Leak, but it's not when it's with a Doomblade or Go for the Throat. I'm just surprised that Shaheen doesn't have Tragic Slip in his deck. I mean, he does have 5 swamps, so he could have a turn 1, black, have the black source to cast it.
Yeah,
also he has
he has
Dark Shore. Yeah, so we'll see how the rest of the match plays out, and we'll see if Shaheen does well in the rest of the tournament. If he does, then maybe Esper Control with Sorin kind of is a steady deck in the metagame.
Yeah, I would love to see him draw some Sorins this game.
Yeah, I want to see Sorin in action.
Now, funny thing, do you think that Shaheen playing Sorin has anything to do with his last name kind of sounding Sorinish?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sorin,
but I like how you're thinking.
Yeah, I was
digging a little deep there.
What do you think about Shaheen choosing to play Conjugated Sphinx over any Titan, or possibly Elish Norn?
That's just what you want in these decks.
Sphinx is the best.
Sphinx, if you want to, you don't even have to untap with it. You just pass the turn with it, and it's
pretty good.
Yeah, it's backbreaking.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Worst case scenario, you just Mull Drifter if you cast it and get to pass it over to them.
Yeah. All right. So finishing up sideboarding, about to see a game 2, excuse me. So, do you think Shaheen's gonna take down this match? What do you think?
Yeah. He's up a game. It's whichever player's up a game, I'll always put money on them.
Okay.
But I like Shaheen's deck a lot.
Yeah.
I think Shaheen's playing a pretty innovative control deck, and I love when control decks are good. I think control decks create fun board states, fun, they make for fun games of Magic, where you're being interactive and you're looking for correct cards to deal with specific things.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're here in game 2. So Michael has access to now 3 lands because he decides to play a turn 2 Sphere of the Suns, and Shaheen will go fetch up an island.
No.
So his Mana Leaks are really important to stop Michael from what he's trying to do.
I mean, if he doesn't have a Mana Leak here, he could be in some trouble. Even if he does, when you're on the draw as a control deck against one of these Primeval Titan decks, it's hard.
Yeah.
Even when you're playing more counter Magic than Shaheen is, it's still hard.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, so Shaheen will pass with a Swamp and an Island open. And there is a turn 3 Solemn Simulacrum. And that's going to resolve. And Shaheen draws a Sorin. I don't know how much good Sorin is if your opponent just plays a Primeval Titan next turn.
Yeah. It's not quite as good then.
What does he have here? Alright, so it's a Praetor's Grasp. He's going to go fetch up a Grave Titan, I believe. Maybe a Solemn. What do you think? You put a Solemn to the front. There's wow, the 2 cards that I thought he might
Solemn Simulacrum and Grave Titan.
Yeah.
The 2 picks here.
Well, Solemn will give him a play for next turn, but Shaheen does have the Sorin, so if Shaheen has the Plains, maybe he's going to go get the Grave Titan, so he'll have a big threat for turn 6. Yeah, there's a Sorin you can see on the bottom of your screen.
Now, so one of the things Shaheen got to do there also is, he gets to count how many Primeval Titans are left in the deck.
Did you see what he took?
Like that. I believe he took the Solemn Simulacrum.
Okay. He doesn't have the Plains. So I don't think he has a 4th land besides that Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, I think he has the Titan.
Does Michael have the Titan? Because if Michael has the Titan, I think this game's over right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, ow, Acidic Slime.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not as devastating, but very, very, very powerful. All right,
Yep.
so Solomon and the Assidious line beat in. Yeah, Shaheen's in a world of hurt now.
Yeah, he's at 14.
Yeah. So we'll see what Shaheen decides to do. What do you think Shaheen's plan is now? Just to scoop it up.
Lose. Yeah, like
I mean, you go for the throw at the Primeval Titan, you still lose to the to the two creatures that Michael has combined with the lands that he fetched up. You know?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get Keswick Wolf Run.
Yeah.
Oh no, he got an Ingmoth and he didn't get a Wolf Run. So if he doesn't get the Wolf Run here, does that give Gerard a chance to get back into this game a little bit?
Oh, I'm Gerard.
Or I'm sorry, does that give Shaheen a chance to get back in a little bit here?
No, I think even though the Soorani came down, I think the game is just too out of reach with the Wolf Run and the Nexus.
Well, he doesn't have the Wolf Run. He didn't get a Wolf Run.
No, there's a Wolf Run there.
Oh, he just drew it.
No, it's hidden between the swamp and the forest.
Oh,
he just touched it there. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
never mind. All right. So Soren's dead. A Thrun comes down for Michael, putting Shaheen in an even worse position than he already was. And Shaheen's probably just going to pack this one in.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when you're playing this type of slow control deck. I don't think this is the type of thing you
so,
want to...
so he actually ended up taking the Grave Titan. He revealed it at the end of the game.
When you're playing a control deck like this, it's important to recognize when you have no chance of winning.
Yeah.
So that you know you can scoop. Because, I mean, your deck takes a long time to win.
Yes, exactly. So... All right. So Shaheen is going to be on the play for Game 3. And this is going to be interesting, I tell you. I think Shaheen's the favorite just because he's on the play. And honestly, his draw... The problem with the Esper deck that I foresee, and even when I was testing him, is that sometimes you get the perfect draw, like he did Game 1. Okay? And then sometimes, in Game 2, he just got a terrible draw. Half the cards you couldn't cast in his hand. The Elspeth got stuck in his hand. The Praetor's Grasp that he got on a Grave Titan, he couldn't even cast it. He didn't have the early disruption to stop Michael. Michael did everything he wanted to do, and Shaheen just got crushed. So it's tough. I mean, these Esper control decks are good, but you have to draw the right answers, the right